afternoon. Welcome to the Digital Weather Desk, powered by CenturyX Bank. I'm Jared Floyd. Happy late Friday morning, midday forecast, and it shouldn't take us very long because there's not a lot to talk about as we start to quiet down going into the weekend. A reminder that your forecast today made possible by ServPro Monroe, West Monroe. Faster than any size disaster. Visit servpro.com for more. Check the satellite, and aside from the rows of cumulus clouds that are lining up in the wake of the cold front this afternoon, we are on our way to a very, very quiet and pleasant weekend as long as you are staying in our immediate area. A look at the radar made possible by Brown's Roofing shows absolutely nothing around our area, and we would prefer it that way. We need to kind of soak in the rain from the from a few days ago, and some changes are in the works that are pleasant changes in terms of air mass going into the upcoming weekend. Temperatures are ranging in the upper 70s to low 80s at the bottom of the 11 o'clock hour this morning as we approach lunchtime. 82 in Jackson and Monroe and Baton Rouge and Lake Charles and Shreveport, 79 in Fayetteville and Little Rock, 79 also in Tupelo, and 78 in Memphis, just in case you are headed to Memphis for the Alcorn State UAPB game this weekend. Look at temperatures here locally: 79 in Ruston, 81 in El Dorado, as I mentioned, 82 in Monroe, 77 in Gina. So again, pretty pleasant start to the day, and aiming for most of us to end the day likely in the mid-80s. Check the dew points, and again, the drier air continues to filter in, and that makes things a little bit more comfortable, even though it's on the warm side across the area through the upcoming weekend. The humidity values just making things more tolerable, and winds out of the north and northeast will also kind of factor into that equation as we go into the weekend as well. Wind speeds are generally in the 5 to 10 mile an hour range for most locations out of the north, and again, that will start to pull that drier air in from the north as we continue through the rest of the day. Future Tracker made possible by Bayou Power Sports. I-20 Frontage Road in Monroe shows that skies generally clear out through the overnight hours tonight. If you are planning to head to Malone Stadium for ULM Arkansas State tomorrow in town, I believe that's the only college game we have in town. Yes, it is. So if you were headed out that way, sunshine for homecoming, and again, it should be a very pleasant afternoon. For the rest of the weekend, it's essentially the same story. More full sunshine conditions, or at least mostly sunny conditions through the day on Sunday, with winds out of the northeast, lower humidity values. Morning lows Sunday could actually be in the upper 50s to near 60 degrees in many locations. So again, nice little crisp start to the mornings this weekend. I don't want to show you this, but I probably need to show you this. Your temperature outlook over the next 6 to 10 days, October 2nd through the 6th. Again, we look at trends. We don't necessarily look at specifics, and we start trending back above normal. I will also preface this map and this map, which is the 8 to 14 day outlook and still shows high confidence in being above average. I'll preface both maps by saying this. This map does not show how far above average we will be. It just shows the confidence in being above average. That said, it usually implies, higher confidence usually implies the higher you will be above average, simply because, if you're going to be 10, 15 degrees above normal, then obviously you're probably going to be pretty confident in that. So they sometimes go hand in hand, but don't always go hand in hand. Fair enough? Fair enough. Let's take a look at the satellite across the region, the tropics, the western Atlantic. You can see that feature that's still making its way over Hispaniola, the Dominican Republic and Haiti, and eastern Cuba, and even into the Turks and Caicos, the southern Bahamas. Those are the areas that are going to be dealing with a tropical disturbance that will more than likely become a tropical system either tonight or tomorrow, and will start to make that northwesterly trek, the northerly trek, and then maybe impacting the East Coast at some point next week. I checked to the east, and that's Hurricane Humberto, which had a fairly healthy eye forming earlier today, and it shows the signs of organization and strengthening. Maximum sustained winds now at 90 miles per hour with this Category 1 hurricane, but knocking on the door of becoming Category 2, and is expected to become a major hurricane, perhaps as strong as a Category 4 by as early as Sunday morning, maybe even Saturday night, before it starts to make a northerly turn into some less favorable environment, more than likely encountering some westerly shear, and some things of that nature, also running into some cooler water. Again, Bermuda is something that is an island that I'll have to keep an eye on this storm, but also the east coast of the United States, not only for rip currents from Umberto, but from the other tropical system that's even farther west that's likely to develop as we head through early next week. Lows tonight, low 60s, upper 50s for some, clearing skies, somewhat cool. Winds will stay light out of the north, and the weekend is more of the same. Upper 80s, maybe approaching 90 in some spots by Sunday. Warm, but not as humid. Lots of sunshine and no rain chances across the region. Sherry, good afternoon. Thanks so much, or good morning, and thanks so much for joining the digital weather. Oh, it's 12:03 now, so it's good afternoon. We are afternoon. Good afternoon. Look at the 7-day forecast. Haven't really needed to tweak the numbers in terms of highs and lows as we go through the next week. I did mess with the rain chances just a tad for Wednesday, Thursday of next week, as a weak front could kind of backdoor through the area, or a weak upper level system kind of retrograde or wanders into our area from the east. Again, that's also taking into account that we're probably going to have tropical activity off to our east, and that could kind of throw a wrench into things in terms of paving the upper level pattern, all that stuff. But I do expect some clouds back in middle and parts of next week. Something to keep in mind. And as always, how do you support the Digital Weather Desk powered by Century Next Bank? Just follow us on your favorite social media platforms. Like and comment and share on the content as you see fit, and support our local business partners when you can, if you can. Again, next week we'll talk more about merchandise and all that stuff. We're starting off very slow in that regard. Just some couple hats. We'll work from there. Just want to see how interested everybody is in that kind of stuff, and then we'll move on from there. So I'll have some more information about that for you next week. Here's a look at the 7-day, just in case you don't want to just sit here and look at me talking. And also, I'll bring you more information. Football forecasts are coming later this afternoon. I'll get to work on those here shortly. Everybody looks to be smooth sailing, except if you're heading out to El Paso for the Louisiana Tech game. And I'll have that stuff for you this afternoon. And then a look at the forecast this evening going into high school football games tonight. And so we'll kind of highlight all that later on this evening. Thanks for stopping by the Digital Weather Desk powered by Century Next Bank. As always, I'm very glad you're here. And thank you for trusting me with your weather information. We'll bring you more later today. And obviously, a pretty quiet weekend on tap. So all systems go for